Okay, yep, away you go.
Nothing's happening.
Then press start over there.
Where?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on Facebook.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. My husband fixed a problem for me, but then he just came in and confused me. So I did start a second ago, but I'm back again. Okay, so this is number 2 card with Lakeside Retreat. Now these are the cards that they give you to do. So what I'm going to do, last week I did my first card was an alternative that I did for my husband's birthday. Right, so happy birthday. And then you opened and you had just the DSP and some of the stamping. So today I thought we'll go back, because it's Mother's Day and I can. I've had my chocolates and I've had my, God, I don't need too many chocolates. And I've had my lunch and I've watched boxing with my kids. So I wrote this out to talk about paper pumpkin, but I also found some printouts. Now I have put on the start of my screen that you have got till today if you want to get the second kit, which is Sparkling Celebrations. Has to be ordered today, unfortunately, otherwise you won't be able to get it. But if you want to wait and get the June's, which is Bikes and Blooms, 9 cards, silver foil and pre-cut paper pieces, silver butterfly embellishments and linen thread, coordinating colours, Calypso Coral, classic stamping spot, that's Calypso Coral, and then you've got crushed curry, lost lagoon, misty moonlight, old olive and pecan pie are the other colours. You don't get them in the kit, you have to have those. So you can order them now. If you wanted to get those colours and you don't have them, buy them in the ink and just get, because if you're not a person that does a lot of stamping, you don't have to have all the stamp pads. You just buy a set of the stamping ink spots, okay, uninked stamping spots. If you get those and buy the ink refill, you just put the refill onto it and use them, and then you don't have to buy a stamp pad for everything if it's something you're not going to do. So if you want any of the other colours, you can just go on and buy the ink colours. So they come in a little bottle like this and they last forever. So the only other thing you need to the kit, you can do everything in the kit to make that, which is you've seen in here. So for Lakeside, you've got everything in here to make the 9 cards, right? If you add other things, like with this card I made, I used the envelope for the DSP and then I stamped on that. This was a piece that was included in the kit. If you see here, it was that one was included. No, it wasn't that one, it's another one in the kit. But all of this was just an envelope that I used. An envelope which I cut up. It's quite thick and heavy. So I cut that up and I used that to do there. I stamped it with the seagulls that was in the kit, the happy birthday was in the kit, the stones, the bulrushes. These ones were already printed on that piece which I cut into 3 pieces. So this is things you can do that are quite easy with adding it. So today we're going to make another card. Now because there's lots of alternates around, now quickly before I go I'm going to show you. So this is what they say with the first kit. That's the one I used there. So the second kit is Celebrations. So I gather that's a few drinks, which I don't mind. And the third one is Bikes and Blooms. So to get them, that you just have to subscribe. So the Bikes and Blooms, you've got to subscribe by the 11th of May to the 10th of June. Now I've written that in my blurb, because I don't have instructions for this. We'll go through it. If you want to make them, you can then go back and have a look and that's it. So go online, have a look at those if you're interested. It's actually quite fun. These are not coming with that. They came with the Lakeside kit that I've got with the seat and everything. So I've already got this ready, or just some things. So I've used the Peaceful Pine cardstock, which is the new one, at 5.5 by 8 1/4. I've scored it at 2 1/4, 4.5, 5 1/8, 6 5/8, and 7 3/8. So that is going to come like that. Right, now that looks like, you would say, what the hell is that? That's not a card. Nope, it has a step. Okay, and we can put the step wherever we want it, and when it folds up, it all goes, I'm just going to fold the bottom, it will all go into your envelope quite well. So if you were to use their envelopes or you use your own, okay, it will all fit in. See that? So let's get cracking with this one. So I've still got it all in here ready. So you've got your stamps, which come with the kit, your stones, a ink spot, which is a Peaceful Pine, some tear tape, and then, so this is out of Lakeside stamping. This is the, let me get that for you. Oh. Sorry. This is what people have used to add on and make other cards with. So you can have a seat, you can have, these have got seagulls and rushes. I probably wouldn't have brought them if I'd seen the kit first, that was them, because I didn't need to have another whole set, even though I've done another card. So I put those in just to show you, in case you had brought that you can use them. So this time I'm thinking, so there is a stamp block in here. So the only thing you need is a glue, and unless you want other colours, and that's up to you. So I've unplugged some stuff. So I see here this was a backing. These are little tags that you can put on. There's fishing bikes. So that was the one I used last time. There's fishing bikes. There's all these scenery ones. There's got this blue DSP. Well, they come out as cards. You've got tags to stamp on if you want to stamp your things on there, which I haven't used. You've got little pieces of white to put labels. So I thought today, rather than going outside the box too much, I've still got to do it a bit different, don't I? I thought I will use some of the stuff inside the kit. And so look at all that. And that's not even all of it used. So I'm going to put the envelope back in. And the rubbish back in. Because I might use some of it anyway. So I'll just pop that on the side. Along with the dots. And I've pulled out a few things to use. So this comes like in a card. But I'm going to only use half of it. Could use all of it if I want to. And I've got to decide whether I'm going to, actually, I'm going to use this on here. Alright, so I've got to cut that down. So, because this was 2 3/4, so I'm going to cut it at 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut a piece of this off at, so 1/4 short, so 2 1/2. Alright, and now, because this actual piece for the flat was 8 1/4 by 2 3/4 folded in half, so 4 1/8. Alright, so I haven't written these out because this is just extra that I'm doing, and I knew you'd understand. So this is going to go at 3 7/8, okay? 3 7/8, and now I need to do another one, which I'll have to do from that side. Alright. Alright, so I'll just put that down there and remeasure. I am one that need to go over and over all the time, you know that. So if you're in Australia, I hope you've had a good Mother's Day. I can't do much because my knee's still healing, but I did go for a walk around the big block today on my crutches, but I also, we're just going under 4 to 3 7/8, and there's my 2. Oh, actually I probably don't need that one on the back because I need to put happy birthday. Well, that was silly. I'll keep that for something else. So I'm just going to have a look if I've got a bit of white cardstock here that's big enough. How big's that? And remember I had that mistake the other day. Alright, so it's 3 3/4 by 2.5. Let's see if we can get that in there. Might be a little bit shorter, but we'll fix that. Okay, 2 3/4 is there. And we'll have to just go a little bit more over to get rid of those 2 little fiddly bits. You know, the thing with Stampin' Up, you should just use what you've got. Don't, these kits are about using up your stock and doing it how you want. You can't always do exactly what somebody else needs or think you need, okay? Everyone does these add-ons and different cards with it just to do what they want. Now, that's from my card the other day I did. And I said I had leftovers. So what I will do here is just cut that and save it. And that becomes tags. It goes into my scrap bin over there. And that becomes tags. Alright, so rushing along here. It's so funny because with my older boys I did a lot of basketball, and these 2 younger boys I do a lot of boxing. They both do jiu-jitsu, and that's BJJ, and they both, now I'm not going to put that on yet because I'm going to have to stamp it, but see how that just goes there, and it's a tiny short of the end, and so I'll put something on that. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. Now what I want to do is I've got more of that. I've got more of these green ones over here. So I'm going to take those out and do my steps. Okay, I'm going to use those up. And so that one basically can fit in very well without it. Okay, so I'm going to cut that back to it's 5.5, so I'm going to take that to 5.25, and I will do the next one while I'm at it. Take them both back to 5.25. Little pieces. And this is really good because you're using your stuff from your kit, but they aren't random. Now, hold on. Should I be doing that piece? I can do that. That's there. I'm just debating whether I should put that on before I do that one, because I only need a piece for either end there if I do that, and that elongates that last piece, and I do have that bit. So let me have a look, and here I have a piece that is like a front of a card, and then there's that. So I am going to take off 5.25 by, I need to do it here, 5.25 and 1 1/4 7/8 and 3/4, 1 7/8. I'll do it that way. 1 and 7/8 is right down the end. Make sure I've got that right before I add any more. Do you like it? 5 1/4. Take that last bit off. Are you enjoying this? Oh, Donna, hello darling, how are you? Oh, Donna, I'm in Melbourne too. I live in Bayside. Alright, there's another one on. Now I want a piece for in here. I'm not sure, do I want to do all of it or is that an overkill? I'm going to have a look. You don't really see inside, so I would say definitely on the front. So I'm going to keep this one out because it's Pacific Edge, because this one I only need 1/2 inch. So I'd rather just keep taking it off here. Oh, you're in Dandenong. I'm down in Beaumaris. I went through Dandenong yesterday, even though I'm not driving. One of my boys is doing his learners. I got 5 children, so these are our late mistakes. We don't call them mistakes, but they weren't planned, okay? And so they're doing their driving, and yesterday I took them for a big drive up. I'm in the, because I've got my crutches and everything, and I can walk now. On Tuesday will be 4 weeks since my knee replacement. So I drove him through, and we went through Dandenong. So it's a nice big drive from there to Bayside. Alright, so I'm going to take that to the middle so we can put some more things on our stand. And can you see how that's building its tower from there? So I'm just going to glue inside here, and I'm not sure whether well, you can't have it taller than, I'm just going to, without putting that down, measure how long I can have the back. So it comes at 4, and I think that's our envelope. Our envelope goes to, so I could go to 4 1/4 and a pinch if I wanted to and have it a bit higher, but no, I'm going to stick with the 4. So on the back I can actually glue that a little bit bigger. I'm going to go to there with a little bit extra in the middle there that won't squeeze out. You know what, I'm not really a green person, but I don't mind this too bad. Now, is that smack in the middle? Tell me what you think. It looks like it's got to go right to the bottom. Get me my wiggle ring. Make sure it's correct. It's out a little bit. Alright. She's got wiggle room. And now I'm going to fold that closed and just hold that down for a second. Alright. Oh, did you get in paper pumpkin kit? Anybody get their paper pumpkin kits? So I have put, you must order today if you want to get the next one, or if you don't want that one you can get the one after. So what I've done is to use up some of the things on it, because that's why you get it, is I've got the brown circle, which looks like Spotlight of Nature circle. See how it's got all the bits around it? And I've got the cabin. Now, I'm debating, because there wasn't twine in this one, but I know there is in the next one. I'm just going to get a little bit of this. I had some cut up there from a class, so use it up, don't waste it. I'm not keen on April or May kit. This is the first time I've ever got it, because of course it's only new in Australia. I don't know whether I put that on there or I don't. I might put it on the back here. So let's get some tear and tape. This is the first time I've got them, of course, because they've only come out in Australia, people, if you want to get them. And I thought, you know, I'm not going to shut my mind off because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kits over there from other things and I just haven't done them. I bought them thinking I'd do them and I haven't done them. But I thought that paper pumpkin was a good idea because you can try it. I don't know, I'll see how I go because I already do cards on Tuesday night. So if you subscribe, you'll see that I'm on Tuesday night I do a harder card and on Wednesday I do a pretty easier one. Although you might say this Wednesday's is not as easy as I thought. So I'm just going to tag some string out the side of there. Okay. And then I'm going to put my little waterside cabin on. And hopefully that stays flat enough, but I'm not really worried because I could have put dimensionals on the top, but I didn't really want to because I'm going to put other stuff on it. Okay, so that might be ready now. I enjoy the Ready kits. I have one paper pumpkin years ago called Hope Kit. It had butterflies. Ah, well, with everything changing so quick, it's a bit hard. We go through a lot of things, aren't we? Are you a demonstrator? Obviously, I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up because that's why I'm doing this. Alright, so here I am going to put this on here. Alright, so I'm only going to do it, if I lay it down there I can see, I'm only going to do in here. Okay, with a little bit extra in the middle to give it a lot of hold down. You know, I've got too many kits and I really need to use them up, but I haven't. I'm debating whether when I do my class, a different class, I might do some kits in there. I'm just going to read those up. I did too. I started out with a lot of Kaiser craft, but then in Australia they closed down, and then they closed up about 3 years ago, but they don't really sell the stuff I wanted to make cards. I'm going to tell that to go away because I know it's my son saying happy Mother's Day. I'll just talk to him later. Him and his wife were at a wedding, so he hadn't called me. So I did cut out one of the chairs out of Relaxing Waterside, and I'm going to stick it down on the front. So it's right down on the front but to the side of the cabin, so you're not seeing it there. I think that's where I thought. Wasn't going to put it behind. I couldn't work out whether I was or I wasn't. But I do like it because it looks like the cabin. Does that look like the cabin's in the background? I wonder if I should sink the chair down a bit lower. I think I might cut his legs off. Oh, I've got lots of Kaiser DSP. And I've also got, there was a lady, a Greek name, who I have done a lot of her spellbinders. And that's what I was doing, and then I had a friend come and card with me one day. She came, she was new to our area and her son was in our boys' class, and she asked me, I'm just trying to work out where I need to put the glue, so just down here on 3 of these. You really have to catch yourself when you do this. Alright, so I'm just going to stick that right there. And she said to me, she wanted to come and help make cards with me that day, and I said to her, well, I don't have a lot of stock left, but you can come along, that's not a problem. And she told me about Stampin' Up, so I joined. I'm not sure, where would I put this? Over on the back or down on here? Like he's lost his jacket, that might be an idea. So that's going to go just on there. And so I joined Stampin' Up 5 years ago. But with all the, I'm just going to whip that off and put a little bit up here. But with all the pricing going up and the way the world is at the moment, it's becoming expensive to stay as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I have a class which I get some money from that, but I'm just going to lean his paddle against there. But I don't get a lot of sales, so but I do get payment for my class, so that helps me stay alive. Okay, so he's got himself a paddle there. Are you liking this? Or does it look tacky? I hope it doesn't look tacky. Anyway, I am going to pull out some stamping, and there's that one, and I'm going to just grab some of that, and I've got my early espresso down here for my other card. So I love the paper, I love the stuff, but I've got so much. Oh, I've been trying to sell a whole lot of stuff, and I put it on the Stampin' Up marketplace, and you know, stamps and dies that are $25, and I'm not selling. It's so hard. Okay, so we're nearly finished. Isn't that cool? You can do this in such a short time. I've still got stock here that I've got plenty of cards to make for the month, and then I'll I don't know what I'll do. So look, you could even, not that I want to put a bike on that or a fishing village on it. I don't really want a fishing. We're not fishers. So they've got a fish thing on the back, but I don't want to overpack the card. I like it like that. But I am going to do on my scrap paper my pierce mat. Now we have to have pierce mats because everything's clear polymer stamps. So let's get some blocks out, and some nice little ones, and I'm going to grab some prairie grass and some little seagulls, and I'm not making it Happy Father's Day, I'm just making it a birthday card because, oh no, who have I got? I've got some birthdays, male birthdays coming up, but they're not fishermen. Oh, you're an inspiration. That's nice. My husband's like that. What do I do? Thank you or happy birthday? I think happy birthday. They go well. Thanks, darling. I hope anyone else watching is enjoying. A little bit of Mother's Day. You probably haven't got a lot on, so hopefully some people go back and watch it later. That's a big one. Okay. I'm going to do a happy birthday. Alright, so you know I cut off that scrap before. I'm just going to use that. And I'm going to do my happy birthday in early espresso because I think that's nice and dark and will look good. Alright. And put it on the chair. You reckon? Well, put it on the chair. One lady bought some stuff from me and I found out she was in Melbourne, and I said to her, oh, well, I'll drop it off to you. And she said, I live in Ringwood. And I said, my son needs driving hours. We go off on a Saturday together. Even though with my knee, I could sit in the car yesterday, and we went off together for an hour, and we drove, like I said, drove to Dandenong, and then we went and bought groceries. And I'm just going to put that there for a second before I decide whether I pack it up there. There's a lot up there. No, it's got to be in that middle piece, I think. What do you reckon? There? I don't want it down low. I'm not sure. I'm going to just dark that around. So if you just drag it through your ink pad, you get, yeah, it looks good on the front. Now I've got the dark colour on it. I don't have to put a, and I'll put some, oh, I don't know where my, I think I need a new pack of big ones. Yes. Happy birthday. Thank you there, Donna. Oh. I'll put all that over there and fix that up in a minute. Okay. Now I'm going to still do something, so I'm going to leave that stamp pad out for a minute. Okay, so just going to pop our happy birthday just above the green. There. Oh my gosh, isn't it looking good? And I'm going to do some bulrushes, which I'm just going to cut around them. So I'm just going to do a few. Now I should have, but no, because I'm going to do two of them, I'll clean that. I will have to cut them a little bit, so you'll have to forgive me a wee bit of cutting. And I'm just going to do some crumb cake as well. Okay, now I need that piece for the back. Where did I put it? Oh goodness, I sat it down somewhere. Don't forget that's the instructions, because where's that piece I cut? Oh my goodness. Had that nicely cut out and I've put it away. You know what, we'll just use the back of that. Oh, it's even perfect, look at that. Alright, so we'll just do some bulrushes on that as well. Clean it. Oh, you know, I get a bit carried away, don't I? I like to do nice stuff. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is get the Peaceful Pine, and I'm going to do a very light of the Peaceful Pine. So I'm going to do a tiny light one. Okay, I'll have to do it over. That's scrap. I'll give it a that, and then we're going to do it light. Where are you, Peaceful? I'll put it down there. And take it off, and there, and there. Oh, look at that! Okay. Oh, don't want that colour. Isn't that funny? You have them all lined up, and you forget. There you go. I like to have everything everywhere. I'm easily amused, aren't I? Now I will shut these up before I wear it. I still have them. Ah, I haven't used. Is that the new one out? I haven't bought it. I haven't bought the new one that they've got. I find the new ink pads stick to my dies, so that was a bit annoying. And I find that you've got to have more place on your room, on your desk, because when you open your new iPad, new pads, you can't sort of set them on there because they don't they don't stick like that. Maybe they stick like that, so you can put them on their backs. I hadn't seen that. But they also attract the dyes. So I haven't got the new, I'm using the Memento Black. Alright, so I'm going to glue this onto the back. Or maybe, do I need to put some of the green in here to make the back? Or can I think I'll just leave this, that's fine. No one's going to be looking at the back of the card too hard. So there's our happy birthday to write your little message to someone. And now with these little bulrushes, I am going to, faster than lightning. Don't you love a bit of fussy cutting? I know there's a stamp, but not when I've done them so well. And I to be honest, I got to jump up and down onto my machine because I'm not jumping as fast as I was. I'm going to go down that lot, and then I'm going to. I'll have a look at that. I love the bulrushes. One of my last cards I used this, but it was in it was the other pack. I did one called The Eye of the Tiger, and I was really pleased with that. It worked out well. Sometimes the card I'm doing on Tuesday, I was thinking to myself, this looks like crap, I don't like this. Alright, so I'm just going to put a little bulrush at the back there, so that when it opens, you just see that sitting there. I was going to do that, but I might put that on the back. Now, when I got that high, must get new glues. Alright, so I got some nice bulrushes coming from there. Now, I don't need them in the back there, so no matter what, do I just add one on either side of that and looks like it's going all along? Is that an overkill? That's an overkill, isn't it? Oh, I like Connie Stewart. She's got some lovely things. That's too much. I'll keep them for the envelope. But what I might do is take this back off, pop that down there, so that covers up a bit, gives you a bit more rushes on there. I like that. I'm a thinker body. And put my happy birthday back there. And that's it. Do you want some stones? Where do we put the stones? This is a busy card, isn't it? Alright, let's put some... maybe we can have... they're funny shapes. They're all different shapes. 1, 2, and one over there. No, that's not right, is it? I'm going to take that one back, Indian Giver. Got 1, 2, and 1 down there. Okay, folks, that's it. How's that? A nice card, nice and busy. It's using more product out of the kit, as well as a little bit of extra bling from me. And thank you so much for joining me. And I'm glad I dragged you away, Donna, for Mother's Day. I'm very thrilled to meet you, and I hope you join me on other days and say hello. I'll put those one back in there and I'll clean up. So let's see how we go on Tuesday, which won't be a paper pumpkin. All right, thank you everybody. Bye.